God damn it. All right.
Couldn't wait.
3, 2, 1. Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome to episode 217 of the KBMOD podcast. It is December 6th, 2015. 6th. We've got the normal cast of characters here. Katie's in. Mostly that. Katie's N's back though. Katie, how
I'm
you
back,
doing?
Notably, I'm doing okay.
How was your 2 meetings?
I remember him holding a pistol.
Yeah.
Much
Skype
smaller
picture.
and furrier than ever before.
How was your hiatus / vacation? Did you? You had said
okay.
you were. Yeah. What'd you get up to? Anything good?
Well, the Bloodborne DLC came out, and that was sort of just too good that it kind of stopped me from moving, including my mouth muscles.
Moving.
So I couldn't really.
Oh, so you were playing the
Speak.
Bloodborne DLC instead of being on
Yes.
the cast? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's
fair. At least you're honest.
Yeah, at least
I'm
I
honest.
appreciate
I
the
have to-
honesty,
I have
even
to
though
fess up
this
to
will be your last cast.
Yeah, it's good
Okay.
that
You know what?
said it now.
I think I kind of knew that when I sat down to play it, but it was worth it.
So playing a lot of Bloodborne.
Yes.
Did you have any interesting happenings in real life that you'd like to share? I mean, I feel like 2 weeks.
I did not.
You live in a very exciting. You live in Michigan, right?
No, I live in Indiana.
Indiana.
Very unexciting place.
Both are not excited for Michigan or Indiana. Neither are going to be super exciting.
Can I ask you how you feel about our poll this evening? Blockbuster just running away with it against Family Video and Hollywood Video.
Yeah, I don't know if I
Do you have a
understand that.
statement?
I think it might be because, it's like when celebrities die. They want to honor them, and they're honoring Blockbuster.
I
Blockbuster's
didn't have a Blockbuster or a Family Video where I grew up. I grew up in Pennsylvania. Keep in mind of the location, and the chain of movie theaters near me was called West Coast Video,
West Coast, yeah.
but it was Pennsylvania.
Huh.
Did it feel like the West
Are
Coast
they
went
still
over there?
It was not a West Coast chain either. There were none on the West Coast. It was an Ohio Valley.
That's so weird.
Movie,
Did they just
movie
have like
store
Tupac
chain.
playing on repeat?
Is Tupac West Coast? I don't know.
Yes.
About this.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet they thought they were super clever too.
They keep it. Yeah, inside they have a palm tree that grows in the center of the square. It's just they're trying to keep it West
They
Coast.
used to have like surfboards, palm trees.
Surfboards and yeah. Wow.
It's
Everyone's in
420
flip-flops.
somewhere, bros. Now rent a movie. That's what they say when you come in.
It's 420 somewhere. How's no one? Has anyone ever made a parody of? It's five. Someone has to have made a four. If not, Nick, your job is to make a full parody
I
song called
guarantee
"It's
you could
420."
Google that, and there would just be
I'm
pages
not.
and
I'm
pages of
telling you
images.
right now, so you don't get your expectations up. I'm not fucking doing that.
Okay,
ever.
well, all right.
I'm just not gonna do that.
It's probably already been done, so you're probably off the hook.
Good.
All right, well, Katie, it's good to have you back. I never thought I'd say this, but we really did. We missed you, man.
Oh,
we
you're
did.
serious?
Yeah, I did. I missed you.
don't
honestly?
speak. Don't
Okay.
speak for everyone.
I
please.
did. Okay, I'm speaking for myself. I missed you. It's good to have you back. But let's talk a little bit about how our week's been. So I asked Katie. So you don't really have anything super specific. You've just been doing your thing.
No,
Out
I
of
played.
Bloodborne.
I played a few different things.
I'm
Are we
not asking
talking
what
about
you
like
played.
games now.
I'm talking.
Oh
yeah,
no.
We're on the first
No, I
part
didn't.
of
I
this
didn't do
section.
anything to. Didn't do anything
Okay.
too exciting.
All right, that's fine. Well, anybody,
Just a lot of finals.
Oh yeah. Did anything ever pan out with that teacher you were trying to fuck?
No, unfortunately, no.
Okay, I'm just checking. The one that gave you like a 3 or something, or 3%.
Yeah, 3 out of 100.
Oh, 3 out of 100. Yeah, right.
Is that something that I need to learn?
How is it? Did you finish that, or how's that class going? Did you end up finishing that class?
I've been turning in assignments months late and getting full credit. So
Okay.
I think
So
it's going
so
pretty
her
well.
bark was a lot worse than her bite then, because I thought that was the whole
Yes,
thing. Like she was
I
going to be a
would say
top
that.
teacher, and then she's giving you 100s for turning stuff in late. So this is again like we
Okay,
said
so something
last
did
time.
happen. I had. Okay, so speaking about that class, I had paper 3 that was the third paper we were doing is supposed to be due tomorrow, and the fourth paper was introduced like somewhat recently. We get an email saying that it's due. The fourth paper is due in addition to the third paper tomorrow, which I have not even started.
Right. So there's
And
no
I'm
chance that
so I'm
that's
stressing out. And then I basically get an email saying, "LOL, nope, I messed up." So
I'm just imagining
all
an
the
email
stress.
from a professor
From the
that says,
teacher.
"Well, nope."
LOL.
Yeah,
No.
saying lol, nope. But no, it was a very stressful morning. I'm freaking out because I did miss a day, and I'm thinking, oh my god, what the fuck did I miss?
Okay. So that's
I
good
don't
though.
miss school.
Yeah, even hearing you saying like the word assignment gives me hives. So I have them right now.
Hives.
It's not even my yeah,
Disgusting.
really specific hives.
I have the face cams off.
Yeah. Well, because I don't want I've broken out all over. It's I look like
No,
a giant.
That is Scott's actual face.
Oh, that's right.
my
That's
face
right.
cam.
He
Yeah.
actually wears his glasses like on. They just touched on two spots on his eyes that protrude from his face.
I watched this whole Jar Jar Sith theory on YouTube and it blew my mind. So
Please
I thought I
don't.
would.
The context for audio listeners is Scott is currently a Jar Jar Binks avatar.
It's a
but
Jar
it
Jar
is-
with a neck beard and my glasses.
Variation
And
of,
granted, the variation of a
JPL
T-shirt that I sold. So
How do you pronounce? Is that Japple?
JPL?
JPL. And actually,
JPL.
it says JPL, and then I had to cut it out because Skype doesn't allow, but it says Sphinx on the bottom. So instead of Binks. But anyway, yeah.
I want to watch episode 1 now.
Episode 1. Yeah, honestly, we watched episode 1 before I moved. I think we both said it was not as bad as.
It's
We
not
remembered.
great.
Yeah, but
It's a movie.
Anyway. Have you watched, Nick? Have you
Episode
have
1,
you
The
read?
Last Airbender?
Yes. Have you read any of the theories about the whole Jar Jar Sith idea?
I haven't read them, but I've heard about them.
Honestly, like there is a video that kind of puts it all into one with like clips from the movie, and the reason I think I'm holding on to it so tightly is because it's like, okay, this character makes a lot more sense in the context.
I heard
and there's stuff
some-
even
I heard
Are
something.
you turning into a Jar Jar Binks apologist?
no,
Yeah,
not
what the hell?
not an apologist, just but there's like all these like even from the actor and like George Lucas like quotes from him saying like that he kind of shied
Wait,
away.
the
like,
actor that plays Jar Jar?
yeah, that the script
Oh,
was
yeah,
changed.
he's a
bunch.
trustworthy source.
I'm just saying.
Didn't George Lucas like recently say that his favorite Star Wars character is Jar Jar?
Yes,
To,
yes.
like just like to spite everyone.
Well, that's what people think, and now this follows into the theory that
He has to be. There's no way his favorite character is fucking Jar Jar.
I'm telling you, check the theory
Didn't George
out.
Lucas say
It's got
he was
some
just fucking
pretty
done
interesting
with
stuff.
Star Wars?
There's a
Did he
lot of
say what?
comparisons. Say again.
Didn't George Lucas like say like recently that he was just done with all
Yeah,
Star Wars?
he's done with Star Wars stuff.
The reason, well,
So
and
that's why he said Jar Jar is his favorite character,
no, I don't
because he's
I don't-
done with it and he's saying fuck you to everybody.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I think you should check it out. There's a lot of comparisons between Yoda and Jar Jar, in the sense of like when Yoda's first introduced and all that stuff. Like, remember he's kind of like a doofus, like this character, and then he turns out to be this master later. You don't find it. And there's a lot of things that like where Jar Jar hangs out with and Palpatine, his connection. I'm telling you, man. I think George Lucas got cold feet.
Jar
When-
Jar basically like initiate the Galactic
like-
Republic.
Yeah, he's kind of like
He
honestly
becomes
like the whole
he
idea is
becomes like an ambassador, and then like
Yeah.
he like suggests that
Yes.
something happens, and that's like in episode 2, and then in episode
Maybe
3.
it's,
I'm
maybe
telling
it's
you,
really
there's a
like a
lot of
coming
shit.
of age story where he starts out and you don't take him seriously, but then by the end of the saga, you know, he's a completely different character.
That's
Who
what
knows?
the whole theory is, that was what was supposed to happen, and then he abandoned that because of the backlash with the character and didn't go through with it and was just like fuck it.
Ah, okay.
And so anyway, I'm telling you, there's a lot of really really good points made. Brad, you didn't even watch the whole video. Fuck off. He's in the chat. He's like, I didn't make it to the first 2 minutes, and then in the later in, it makes a lot more sense. There's a lot of good clips. It's just a theory, but it at least makes Jar Jar bearable. Like if he is a mastermind Sith Lord and they like abandon it in the script, I could be like, I understand why he's so like prominent a little bit. So anyway, but
Here's why
yeah, like,
he was,
there's-
here's the real why
A Jar Jar
prominent. Because he was gonna be a toy. And
he was gonna be.
You guys know Hutch and Bunny have a movie podcast if you guys want to get on that.
Yeah, well, we're trying to take some of that market right now.
I think it's
Oh,
called Netflix and Chill.
this isn't
They're
a.
super clever.
Yeah,
Thought this was a movie podcast.
I'm trying to take a piece of that market. Our review
It's a
count
food
is going up by
podcast.
1 each time. I mentioned Jar Jar, so
I've
Anyway.
actually been binge watching several shows recently. Like I've been watching TV shows more than playing games.
Has anybody started Man in the High Castle yet?
Yeah, I
How do you like it?
It's pretty good. It's hard to really talk about it without spoilers, but It's,
Is
it's
this the one with the Nazis?
Yeah.
yeah.
Are there Nazis? No
Yeah,
spoilers though.
Nazis.
What's that show on again? Is it on Amazon?
It's on Amazon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I watched that. I started Jessica Jones, which is pretty good, and I finished Mr. Robot. And so I'm like, I don't know. I'm not normally someone that is constantly watching TV shows, but I don't know if it's just because it's like cold outside and I just like curling up and watching a show. But I've been doing that a lot recently.
Do you
What'd
usually
you think of
curl up?
Mr. Robot?
Do you usually curl up
I mean, yeah. Like,
in the fetal position?
no, you can curl and it not be fetal.
I'd like to think of you in the fetal position.
Well, I mean,
curl
sometimes
outward?
it is. Sometimes it is, just not always. Mr. Robot was pretty good. It gets kind of weird there towards the end of the season.
The pilot was one of the greatest pilots of all time, though. Like, it was unbelievable.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is-
I mean, I thought actually I liked the beginning of the season a lot, and then I actually liked I don't know. I think I liked it less as it went on because it got a little crazy and a lot less believable. But anyway, if you haven't watched it,
I can see that.
I still thought it was good, but it's like it was. I was watching the last few episodes just because I was like, well, I'll finish out the season, and it was okay, I guess.
Okay. I've watching a show on TLC that I really like called Arranged, and we're on
Okay, you know
episode 310, and I don't know what couples are gonna make it. I'm telling you, it's been a whirlwind season. I'm not being sarcastic.
I just got finished watching 2 seasons of Catfish, and I started Bar
Yes.
Rescue.
Oh my god, Bar Rescue is so good. Catfish is good too.
The guy on Bar Rescue looks like a fucking serial killing robot.
And he goes off. He's fucking nuts.
He has crazy eyes. It drives
He
me
does.
crazy.
I actually
He
like
really does.
I liked Bar Rescue, but I
love the intro where it has like the fake like HUD stuff where it's like this is super scientific guys and there's like little graphs and shit going on and like
yeah.
the frame.
I watched a lot of Bar Rescue, but then I think it just sort of lost its luster for me because it is so formulaic and every episode is the same.
As someone that watched 2 seasons of Catfish, that doesn't mean shit to me apparently.
Catfish is great. Yeah, I don't know. Catfish is.
That's an addicting show.
I've watched a lot of that, and so many. I mean, my favorite part about that show is like people that have seen the show Catfish and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're like, I saw you
no,
guys on Catfish. I
saw
want
you
to know
guys-
if I'm getting catfished.
right? And it's like if you have to.
By the
ask
time you write
the odds,
when you're writing those words down, you should be like, I'm probably getting catfished.
100% I'm getting catfished if I have to write into catfish. Like,
Hey
that
guys,
should
am I getting
be-
catfished?
If
you guys
have
want to
ask
come
that-
with me and find out?
Yeah,
I don't want to go alone. It'd be awkward.
that show. Anyway, that show is interesting though because I don't know. There's just the draw, especially when the confrontation and then because it never. I don't know if we've. Did you see the episode of the show? There was one episode of that show where the girl. It was like they were trying to catfish. It was an episode where this girl came out as a lesbian. And then she like had her friends do all this fake drama, and then they found out about it on the show, and it was all like a joke. Machine Gun Kelly, the rapper from Cleveland, was on it.
What?
And he gets soup, dude. It's one of the best episodes ever.
What
And
the
he's
fuck?
so mad, and gets so mad, like he's gonna shoot somebody up
I
when he
hate
finds
this
out it was all.
conversation so much.
Anyway, you need to watch it. It's great.
I
I'll find
live
the
for
episode.
it. I live for this.
Oh man,
Nothing better.
it was like a twist on twist on twist, but some great TV, guys. Catfish is definitely on there.
So what have we been playing?
Yes.
Are you still gonna be my boo?
It's my favorite. part of
What?
the show.
What was that?
No, it's when they find when the person just looks completely different. They're like,
Are you still gonna be my boo?
Yeah. When they ask them, they'll still say
and the
it.
other guy just has the most dejected face.
They're like, oh my god. Yeah. All right, yeah. Katie, you go first. You talked about Bloodborne, but
Yeah,
the DLC. Why is the DLC so
yeah,
good?
so-
It's just
It's so I think the best kind of DLC is so this DLC wasn't anything that was announced to come out when the game came out. It was they did the same thing with Dark Souls 1 where they took a bunch of cut content and expanded on it into a full thing. And they actually I heard that it was originally going to be 2 DLCs and they compiled them into one package and they're it's just there's a lot of content and the price did go up from 15 to 20, but it's absolutely some of the best content in like the Souls like series history. Some of the bosses, there are like 5 new bosses that came out with the DLC, and even the ones where it's clear that like less amount of resources went into them, they're still like not bad at all. Like there's the boss where it's not like it's just a bunch of smaller enemies together, and like normally you'd shrug it off like, oh, it's one of those bosses, but it really works. It's fun. A lot of the bosses are good. I want to stress that as much as I can. One boss in particular, I did a video of myself screaming, completely genuine reaction. It was absolutely crazy. It did like you got it down to a certain point.
You
of health,
saying
and
it's a genuine reaction is like the prank videos where they're like,
I know,
this is real footage.
and I want like
Yeah, you keep
it
saying
sucks
it.
because I want to stress to people that like me screaming at
You-
the top of my
you-
lungs.
every time you say
But
this
it
again, it's
sucks.
lowering. I'm
That's
getting
what I'm
further
saying.
and further
That's what
from
I'm saying. I
believing you
can't.
now.
Yeah,
Keep stressing
yeah,
the point
that's-
that this is
yeah,
real.
It's totally
Genuine
fake,
reaction,
totally
gone sexual prank.
Gone sexual.
Gone sexual.
fake. Must watch.
Mature
Is that what you're
rating
gonna title it?
brackets.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in all caps. There's stars. You know.
Yeah, the little
Pink.
little Dorito triangles.
Yeah.
How many
But yeah,
hours does the
it's,
DLC have? Like, how long is? I mean, I guess it depends, but how many hours have you put into the DLC? far?
It took me. I went and got everything. I explored everything. I did all the bosses, all the stuff, and it took me about 8 to 9 hours. And I did like die here and there to every boss, which was good. They're all very difficult. So, it's nothing to where the main, like the main game of Bloodborne by itself, like you wouldn't really be missing out if you didn't have the DLC. Like it's all optional, but if you own Bloodborne, you have to get the DLC. It's a sin not to have it. It's that
Okay.
good.
That's
Who
pretty
makes-
strong.
Who makes Bloodborne? What's the studio?
It's a Japanese
Infinity Ward.
company called From Software. Infinity Ward.
And how much did From Software pay you to speak well of the DLC on this podcast?
They didn't have to.
I feel like
have a
you should.
shrine.
I feel like you should disclose that kind of information.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of yen. I won't say how much, but I'll
You
be
realize that
listening
the conversion rate, like, it could be a lot of yen and it could be no fucking money. In
Like I
American
got 50 yen.
dollars. Yeah.
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 Three
Buy it's like 15 cents. I don't know what
No.
the yen conversion
Jesus
rate is.
Christ. Jesus.
Yeah. Other than Bloodborne, I played like 2 hours of Just Cause 3, and
let's
oh,
talk
yeah.
about Just Cause 3. Has anyone
I'm
else
not
played
sure. I haven't. Yeah.
it? Okay,
No
go
one
ahead.
else?
Go ahead.
All right. Like, so yeah, I haven't played a lot of it to say anything other than like first impressions, but I think there are a lot of changes from Just Cause 2 to 3 that really kind of like movement feels really bad. And like simple things like combat, like so in Just Cause 2, when you're shooting, could you right click to zoom in while you're shooting? Was that
Yeah.
a thing in Just Cause 2?
Yeah.
That's not in the game anymore.
No, it is.
So you're
It is.
always-
You need to play
Is
a
it?
little further in the story.
Oh, okay. So it's not
There's the
okay.
first problem.
Okay.
Well, okay. The main quest
Yeah, there are a few
line-
missions in the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
there are
that-
a few missions in the beginning you have to go through.
Yeah, that's
This gives
actually
you more
one of the
stuff.
things that I thought too, because I was like, oh, why can't I zoom in to
Yeah.
to aim a little better? But then you get that really early on. But it's weird that it's not in the game to begin with. So they kind of
Yeah.
they kind of take you through some of the core aspects of the game in the first part of the storyline, and I actually played. Like, I think I played maybe 6 hours of it, 5-6 hours, and I didn't realize that I hadn't actually been playing the main game. I had just been going around and like capturing cities, which
Yeah.
is not the main game, or is like
That's what I
not the
did
main
too.
quest line. So I just unlocked beacons where you can call down. Like you can have the rebels come in and drop a vehicle for you or something. I just got to that like right before the podcast, and I think that's like maybe the 4th or 5th mission or something. But I've been playing for like 6 hours already. So there's a lot of side stuff to do, I feel like.
Yeah.
but
Very
what-
first thing I did, I got a helicopter, and I found the highest place in the world, and I wingsuited off. That's like the first thing you do in like any game like that.
Yeah, it's
No,
pretty
but,
much mandatory.
Of course.
Yeah, like that game just does not take itself seriously at all. Like Just Cause 2 did not take itself seriously, but Just Cause 3 takes itself even less seriously. Like one of my main complaints so far, or I don't know, it's kind of a complaint, is that the grappling system now is like the most efficient way to get across the world. Like it's not even really worth driving cars and stuff a lot of the time, because if you need to go like a kilometer, you can literally just grapple yourself around, and between your parachute and the wingsuit, it is faster usually than taking a car. Like unless you can find a helicopter, it is faster because of like elevation changes and stuff going up mountains. You can literally just scale a mountain using your grappling hook and the parachute, which is cool, but also like kind of takes some of the fun out of it, I think. Did you feel that way at all?
You could do that stuff in Just Cause 2, right? Like you could go
You could,
like
but
uphill.
you could,
Cars
but now
and planes and shit were better though.
yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
the grappling and parachute stuff was not quite as fluid in Just Cause 2, whereas now it's very fluid and it's like really easy to stay in the air constantly while you're parachuting and grappling. Like I think they've just
Yeah.
refined that system to where it is so easy to just cruise along like faster than cars just by grappling.
Now tell me if you agree with this. Like while like the airborne stuff is really refined, things with like the smaller movements, like the really precise jumps and like running and stuff, I feel like that just doesn't work as well as it used to.
Yeah, the
Like
movement feels a little clunky when you're making small movements, but the
yeah,
movement also isn't that important in the game because usually you're grappling to something directly. Like if you're trying to get on a car or something, you just grapple to the car. Like I feel like the movements are so broad because you're just always grappling long distances that
yeah,
the small movements don't feel great, but they're also not nearly as important as like the small movements in something like say The Witcher, where those small movements made the game unplayable almost for me in the
yeah.
beginning. Whereas
The
in Just Cause
example
3, I don't feel that way.
the example I'm thinking of is like example, you're up to the side of a building and you want to scale to the top. You have to kind of awkwardly grapple the side, jump, grapple again. Oh, you hit the ventilation. That's not a good surface. You fall right back down, and that feels like
Yeah,
really clunky to
yeah,
me.
there are
But
some spots like that, but I feel like the grapple distance and everything is so generous that
oh
it doesn't
yeah,
really bother me because I know I can get anywhere. Like sometimes I miss or something, but I can always get back there pretty easily just grappling. The one thing is like the game. You're basically someone in chat said it, but like you're basically just a superhero. You can't die. Well, you can die, but there are times where you absolutely think you should die and you don't.
That's what I
Like
hear. I hear it's sort of for pretty like really forgiving.
like you're wingsuiting and you are going down at terminal velocity in your wingsuit. You smack against the ground. Your body ragdolls off of the ground. And it's just and it like flashes
that's
like
happened to me a couple
you're
times.
like he's hurting a bit. But that happened and I was like, okay, well that describes this game. Is like when you die, it's because you're in something that like exploded and you are really
Yeah,
dead.
People,
'cause
a lot of people
you
have
could
said that
fall.
it feels like your character is a superhero essentially. I
Yeah.
mean, which is like this. I mean, the second game, but even more so.
Yeah, this
In
game.
3,
I
it
mean,
looks like.
like you regularly go when you go into cities to destroy, destroy all of the propaganda speakers and everything to take over the city for the rebels. You always have to go into kind of their little military base, and it's basically just you against a constant wave of enemies, and you are just invincible. Like the only time I ever have trouble is if there are projectile rockets or something being shot at me, but I don't even think I've died due to actual gunfire. Like you have to
Yeah.
be surrounded and at having helicopters on you and stuff before you will die to regular gunfire. So it's a little bit ridiculous.
I will say one more thing. I think like the taking out the mini map is kind of a misstep because when you're doing those like you're liberating the towns, At least at first. Like I haven't played a lot, so this might just be something where I have to get used to what I have to look for. But I spent a bit like trying to find everything.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. I do wish they had a mini map, but I think the game is more. It is a better Just Cause 2, which is to say that like I don't think Just Cause 2 was necessarily a great $60 game. Just Cause 2 was an amazing $2.50 game because like that's when most of us came into it. And when you compound that experience with the multiplayer mod, which was free, it's like it's one of the most amazing games, but very few people actually paid full price for that game. Whereas Just Cause 3, it's like I don't know that it's a good $60 game. I think it's like a really good $30 game. Like when it's on sale, I think it's a great I think it's a great game for what it is, but like I don't know that it's worth $60 when you put it up against other $60 games.
Yeah, I wouldn't spend $60 on it. But
also the other thing is and like I've heard people talking about the console versions that have really long load times. There are a lot of loading screens. It is really annoying. Even me having 2 SSDs in RAID 0, like the amount of loading screens, even though they're not that long, is really annoying.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I played on the PS4, and I got a lot of that.
Yeah, so
I also don't like the whole how they're forcing like all the media interaction. Can that be turned off? Like I haven't really sought it out. Like you're gliding, and all of a sudden you'll see you just passed how many airborne miles Cooter Thug 49 has gotten.
I'm not sure. I think there is an offline mode, but it seems like maybe that's the source of some of the slowdown. But I actually thought that was kind of neat in the beginning, but then it got a little old when it's like I continue seeing the same stuff, like the altitude I've gone in my parachute, and I always see that thing ticking upward, but it's like, well, I do that all the time, so it's just kind of annoying to be seeing that.
Yeah, I didn't have a big problem until it got to the point where when I would lose connection to my internet and I hit like the minimap button, it would just put me into like a loading screen while it tried to connect again.
Right. So that's what I've heard is that like it's constantly making hooks into the online service, and if you have trouble with your internet or if it can't reach that service, like I think when it first came out, it might have been overloaded or something, then that was causing a lot long load times because it seems like they have some bad logic in there. So it's Just Cause 3 will be like probably a really great game in about 6 months or so when they patch all of the silly stuff out and they fix the online servers or whatever. I think right now it's a pretty good experience. I was lucky enough to get a key. I didn't pay money for it, so I'm very happy with it for $0. But for $60, I don't know that it's worth it. But I have enjoyed my like 6 or so hours with it. I mean, it's basically living in an action movie. And some of the crazy stuff you do is really fun. It's basically it is begging for an online mode. It is absolutely begging for Just Cause 3 multiplayer type action because
exactly.
It is such a better platform for multiplayer. Like I can already see the core game where you're kind of taking over towns one by one for the rebels and actually claiming land. It's just like, why can this not be a multiplayer kind of like PlanetSide 2? Where you're trying to take over, like it's like a constant struggle for land masses. That would be amazing, and I think it's a crime that something like that is not in the game when it comes out.
I think that's definitely going to come in the future. Like
I think it has to. I think it has to, but it's unfortunate that they weren't able to put that in the base game because I think that if something like that was in the game, I think that is what makes it a $60 purchase.
Yeah.
I find it hard to justify any $60 non-multiplayer purchase. That's just me, though.
Yeah.
Like I will wait on single-player games to go on sale. Otherwise, like I'm not going to spend $60 on a single-player game.
I think it's a good game for people that enjoy kind of 100%ing games because I sort of started down that path without realizing it. Like you have to take over all of these cities and take over lands, but I don't think you actually have to do any of that for the main storyline. So I think it's a good game for people like that just enjoy doing everything there is to do in the game. If you're that kind of person, then you'll get your money's worth out of it. But for someone who's just going to play through the story and do a little bit of side stuff, I don't know that the value is there. And just like Just Cause 2, from what I can tell so far, the story is basically trash. Like I'm pretty much at the point where I think I'm going to start skipping the cutscenes.
Yeah, I'm not really attached to the characters.
All right. So Bloodborne, Just Cause. Anything else?
I
Kate?
played one more thing. Well, Black Ops 3. I had one more thing.
Played with simplicity.
Well, every day. Every day.
Cat.
I
of
played
course I'm
a
talking
game
about.
called...
Oh.
It's called Dr. Lankeskov, the Tiger, and the Terribly Cursed Emerald, a Whirlwind Heist. Have any of you heard of this?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh yeah.
That's
yeah.
the name of the game. Yeah, it's a...
No.
Do they
It's
go
from
by
the
an
director-
acronym or something?
No, it's like a... It's from the people... It's from the guy that did the Stanley Parable, and he started a new company. It's called Crows.
Okay.
And this is free on Steam. It's like 15-20 minutes. It's fun. You should all play it.
Is
I
it
enjoy
a what kind of style of? Is it like first person? Is it?
It's first person. It's
Okay.
Quake style.
Think like you're playing one of the stories of Stanley Parable,
Okay.
like just in its own game, and that's basically it.
Are there
It's
weapon
fine.
attachments?
There are about 300 attachments, and you can
Weapon
actually
attachment.
buy different colors.
Okay. So
Yeah, it's-
light on
it's
actual
worth it.
narrative, 15 to 20 minutes, but very heavy on weapon attachments. 300
Yes,
is a
yeah.
lot. I think that's more than even the current Call of Duty has.
And there's a different trading card for each attachment.
Okay.
So good luck
Can
trying
you-
to
I'm
do
gonna
that.
say
build-
that Black Ops 3 is pretty good. Just gonna chime in real quick because you said you played it.
Yeah, I agree. It's fun.
Still have not played it yet. I have it. I have not played
I
it.
don't think I like it more than Black Ops 2 multiplayer.
I don't think so. I like the maps in Black Ops 2, but there's a lot in the
Yeah.
game.
That's true.
Okay.
Don't like the Purifier though. That's one exception.
Well, you're a dirty little whore, so that's not shocking. Got him.
Sounds good. Gunny. I'm done.
All right. Okay. Brandon, since you
I'm
kind of went
done.
with Just Cause, was there anything else besides Just Cause? 3 that you played?
Yeah, Just Cause. I played a good amount of that. I played the new Hearthstone expansion wing. That's almost over. I think they have one more week of that. So that's been fun. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I've been watching TV shows and stuff, and then got into Just Cause 3 this weekend. So I think I'm gonna try and play probably Just Cause 3. I don't know if I'll finish it, but I'm still enjoying like all of the things I'm exploring and getting. The one cool thing that is in Just Cause 3 that they did not have in Just Cause 2 was like a progression system for the different mechanics in the game. So like in the cars, for instance, you liberate a city and then there's a challenge and you have to do the challenge. And if it's a car challenge, then you finish it and you get points toward like kind of an upgrade. And so one of the first upgrades you get is a turbo or a nitrous for your car. And so it's sort of like in Just Cause 2 multiplayer where you had a car, but then you can like basically use a nitrous boost for your car. And they have that for all of the different mechanics. There's like a helicopter one and an airplane one. So unlocking those is fun because it gives you kind of more variety and more stuff to mess around with. So I think I'm gonna probably play until that doesn't until that's not fun anymore. But I may try and branch out a little bit this next week and play like either Black Ops or Fallout.
Okay. Fenton, what about you?
Paladins
Paladins, yes.
Oh,
You
yeah.
went 78 and 2 or something, you said earlier?
in the bot match.
In a bot match, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
How are you liking
mean
Paladins? We talked about it a little bit last week.
I only played a little bit before the latest patch that came out Tuesday, I think. So I haven't gotten a chance to play like the new character or like the new settings really. But I've been liking it still. I mean, it's something to do, and it seems to be the thing that like is scratching my itch.
Where
Esports itch.
You're,
Yeah, the esports itch. It's located
where is it
between-
on your body?
between the balls and the asshole.
Your gooch?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a specific spot though. It's not like just anywhere.
So when you
one
actually
spot.
play the game, and you physically feel like that's
I have an
being scratched.
electrode hooked up to that spot, and whenever I get a kill, I electrocute myself.
Okay.
Or the
Wow.
game electrocutes me.
That's very
With my-
intricate. Did you build
my
that yourself?
I did with a box mod.
Okay. So that's what you've been doing most of the week.
Yeah, mostly building my Paladins Gooch torture device.
Paladins Gooch. Oh my god. I'm sure they would I'm sure Hi-Res is very excited that as far as like brand recognition that I'm sure they want Paladins and Gooch in the
realized-
same sentence.
Yes, they should if they ever make box art, which they won't because it's it's 2015.
Have your quote on it.
Have that. It electrocutes my Gooch. Quote Nick Fenton.
Bart, get that going. Get that.
I'll
somewhere.
hit him up and see if we can get a hookup going.
And then he can change
Put
your
that on
name.
the Game of the Year version.
Did he
Yeah.
fuck with your name in this game, or do you actually have your normal?
No, I have a
username?
normal name.
Oh, okay.
I have my normal NPN name.
Oh, we can fix that.
Yeah.
Stop talking. Don't bring it up.
He'll do it.
Don't bring it up ever. I just realized also that I haven't played Battlefront since Monday, and on Tuesday, I believe the new map came out, so I should probably get to playing that. And then I can find out what happens in Episode 7, because it's the battle's the prequel to the Episode 7. It's, the Star Destroyer in the trailer?
Yeah.
Like on that desert planet? It's that. That's the battle that takes place there.
Oh, okay. I mean, I've seen a lot of people tweeting that the population even for that game seems to be pretty.
It
dead
seemed
already
like
on
it seemed
PC.
like getting into games has slowed down already.
Yeah. I was gonna ask if that's the case. Okay. Well.
I feel like that's kind of the type of game that is, though. The type of player that it's attracting is probably not hardcore first-person shooter player that plays, weekly and sticks with it. It's like attracting someone that enjoys Star Wars and plays every now and then.
Yeah. It's funny to me that we'll see that Nick Fenton does unapologetically love things, so I guess I'm not shocked that you're playing Battlefront, but
Never said I loved Battlefront.
not that you loved it, but I'm saying you like Star Wars a lot. So
Yeah, I like Star
you will
Wars.
you'll just be like,
No, it's not that it's fine for what it is. Like
Yeah.
what are
still
my shooter options right now are Halo 5 with
Right.
Forged Map Big Team Battle, Star Wars Battlefront, Black Ops 3, which isn't going to happen, and Paladins basically. So I've been playing Paladins and a little bit of Battlefront. And I guess not Halo because it's been doing nothing for me really. But they showed off there's a new Halo Championship Series skin bundle pack, which looks really cool.
for
Kinda-
Battlefront?
Yes,
I'm so
the
confused.
Halo Championship Series.
They're crossing over. Yeah.
Yes, no, for Halo 5.
Okay. Yeah.
like-
That's
It's
good.
specific skins for the.
I honestly hope watching competitive Halo has always been good. I hope this scene comes
Seems
back
like it's getting at
and there's
least
viewership.
better support than it did in Halo
Yeah.
4. So I suppose
Yeah, that's
that's all
good.
right.
All right.
That's it.
All right. John, what about you? What have you played?
A little bit of Dotes, some Counter-Strike, but other than that, not too much really. Just being an adult, and my renovation starts tomorrow, so
Oh shit.
once that starts, I'll probably try to be a nerd again.
Yeah. Is there ETA on how long it's going to take?
January 7th, I think they should be
Okay.
done.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. And I've played a shit ton of CS:GO. I don't think I've played anything else actually other than that this week, so it'll be short for me. And watched they had God, what was it? Anyway, a tournament Fnatic won. I don't know why I'm blanking. Oh, the
Fix it
Fragbite
finals.
Masters.
Oh, Fragbite, that's right.
Fragbite Masters, yeah. This weekend, some pretty good Counter-Strike, entertaining Counter-Strike. Yeah, okay. So that'll be it for as far as what we've been playing. Should we just go right into the news, Brandon, or
Yeah, let's just pop right into the news.
let's do it? All right. So first thing we got to talk about today. This is a news story, but also I want to have a little bit of discussion on this because this is something that's been kind of out for a while, and Amazon I think revealed this over 2 years ago. But so remember they did that video with the delivery drone from Amazon where it'll drop your package off. Like the video
That was
showed.
a cool video, actually.
It was cool. It was very cool. So there's an updated delivery drone design with a new range of 15 miles for your Amazon orders if you happen to live near a warehouse that does this. And basically, it can carry heavier stuff. I think it's up to 50 pounds now. I don't know what it was originally. It's supposed to be less than that. We'll link the article here in the chat.
I want to try this so bad.
Yeah, I mean, it would work. I was gonna say you should be able to do it because there's probably a.
I don't think
Is
I
there
can
a
do
processing center in LA? Maybe not, where you are, but
Probably
Wait,
not
I
within
thought-
15 miles.
not within 15. Yeah.
I mean,
Whenever I see stuff about the drones, I never want to like. For some reason, I never accept that it's like a real thing.
So this is
that
yeah.
drones are gonna
This
be.
is what I want to get into.
I think the
Is
problem
this
for me though is like where there's nowhere for this drone to drop this.
right? Yeah.
I was
You,
gonna
if you don't
say-
have like a yard or that's what I'm
How's
saying.
it gonna know?
I'll just
Well,
go
that's-
hang out. I'll go hang out in a public park. Well,
Well, that's
like
in the
an
article
an
as
hour.
well. There's like a delivery zone. It kind of shows some in the screenshots. It shows like what the drone supposedly sees
Yeah, I
and
think
like
you-
a
you
landing
put
area.
some-
Coordinates.
you put something down, like you print something out and you put it out on the ground.
Yes,
Calling a
exactly.
care package?
Yeah.
Real life
You
care
just
package.
Print out a smoke grenade and you toss the smoke grenade out into your yard.
Yeah.
I think
So the new
I just-
yeah.
I feel that way too. That like it doesn't feel real yet. Like I know that people use drones to to take videos, take photography, but this feels so far away to me still.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because I guess the legislation's not quite there yet for this to even work. Like they can't do this yet. But yeah, like I feel like there's still so much that has to be worked out because
care.
like a lot of people don't have yards. Like how do you actually make this work? Like how do you ensure that there's a 0% chance that if you do have a yard, it comes and like doesn't kill your dog or
I think
What does
that's-
it have guns
that's
on?
well, no,
You're like,
I-
oh,
no, I
I'm
mean-
sorry, your
no,
package has
I
been
mean, like,
delivered, but we killed your pet.
I mean, like it drops down to the delivery zone, and
Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
someone
I see.
like a toddler's running outside, and I mean, I feel like there's so much risk.
Yeah, can
Like,
you imagine?
they
Yeah.
could get
50
shot
pounds.
down, they could
Wow.
injure someone. If they malfunction, they could like land on something. I don't know. It
If I
just
order-
seems so dangerous compared to current methods of delivery.
I mean,
Yeah,
and
if
this
I order something like a tablet, I don't want my tablet to be trusted with like anything other than a guy that's going to be carrying my tablet to
well,
me.
I don't. I mean, they
Yeah, I don't know about that either.
people they just.
Well,
throw
I
shit.
mean, that'd be better.
I don't
than,
think it's
you know.
dropping this thing from like 400 feet. I mean, I
No,
think it's
I
probably
think
getting
Yeah,
pretty
it, like,
close.
it,
to the
like
Watch the
ground.
video; it goes
It,
right
gets, it
down
drops
there.
right on the ground. Like
Yeah.
That's what I
it's
mean.
close.
If it's going all
I
the way to
haven't
the
seen the video.
ground, so that the package is is not getting jarred.
Sure.
Like how do you ensure that it doesn't hurt or damage something? Like it just seems like it is inviting, accidental death claims.
Yeah, I mean, there definitely there definitely will
just
be some
saying.
issues. I mean, and they're saying Amazon's saying that one day seeing prime air vehicles will be as normal as seeing mail trucks on the road, which is
this seems
quite pretty
so, like,
lofty claim.
sort of. I don't know. It's like very Jetsons to me.
That's I was just about to say
Futures now.
Jetsons
The
too.
thought of like
That's
looking
just
up in the air one day and like there being like 50 drones delivering mail.
Like, can you imagine during like the holiday or Christmas season? You're gonna look up. It's gonna be the sky's gonna be blacked out by Amazon drones. It's gonna be like an eclipse.
Our drones will blot out the sun.
God damn it! Amazon had one of their fucking Black Friday sales again, and now we can't see the sky. The sun has been blacked out. I don't know.
That's
mean-
what I mean. I don't think society
Wait,
is
isn't that the
ready for
Matrix?
this.
Like, isn't that how the Matrix starts? Is like it like don't the robots
Something
cover
like
up?
that.
They cover
Yeah,
Earth,
they start
like
with the
so.
sun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they can't get sunlight or something. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what's
This is
gonna
the
start.
Matrix.
This does
man.
seem like where the future is going, though. Like, I feel like in a decade or maybe like 2 decades, this seems like it will be commonplace. Like to order something, because think about even 10 years ago or something, you wouldn't have thought it would be commonplace to get 1 day or 2 day shipping on anything,
Right.
like anything in the world that you want. And now that's the expectation that's been set. So that will keep coming down into like same day delivery or, getting it within 30 minutes or whatever. Like that could be the norm in 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, and I mean, I definitely, again, I'm not going to be one of those people because, like, especially even with like self-driving cars and all this stuff, like, it is always like part of our thing is like giving up control in human operation and stuff like that. It's like it always is better if it is programmed properly and stuff. Like computers are always smarter and safer, and you know what I mean, than a human, I would say, operating, especially even when it comes to driving. So it's not even that, but it's more the idea of like how practical, like talk about the practicality of this. And like, okay, so 15 miles now, have to be near a warehouse that does it. That's very limiting. And there's going to be, I mean, I don't care. Like you can tell me like in New York, even if there was a plant like, or let's say a warehouse in New York City, or I don't know, any kind of populated area, if you don't have a yard, is there going to be, because there's going to be a majority of people like that the service will probably never be relevant for. So how much of this is Amazon just being like, hey, this is a cool technology and it can create some buzz, which I'm sure that's part of it. And like, they don't actually think that this is going to be something that catches on. I mean, but the quotes here, they really, it sounds like that they're like, yeah, no, in a couple of years, this is going to be the norm.
There is no situation where it's available that it is not adopted by the masses. So I think that's why they're saying that. If it does happen,
if it does,
will be
it'll have
adopted by the masses.
I think like Amazon, if Amazon pushes it hard enough, then like you could probably, I don't know, I feel like you would, if you live in an apartment or something, then maybe your apartment like has a roof
like
landing zone or something.
That would probably have to be something like that. Yeah.
Like I feel like
here's a question. What premium would you guys pay for like 30-minute deliveries for things?
Yeah.
Would you be willing to pay like 15% premium for certain things?
If I really wanted it, sure. I guess it really depends on the item, but yeah.
I mean, I think the expectation is that I don't think a lot of people are willing to pay for it the same way people aren't necessarily willing to pay crazy prices for 2-day shipping, but I will pay like a yearly subscription fee like I do to Prime.
An increased Prime subscription of like 15-20% or something?
Exactly. Like I would potentially pay a slight premium on a subscription to have this option, or have it, you know, be a cheap option or something.
Yeah, I think the people that do like instantly choose, you know, 1-day shipping, that's the highest price, they want to get it like instantly. Those people might go for it, and like they'll pay it to get it like as soon as possible.
Well, and businesses too. Like there's a lot of stuff that businesses want, where like businesses won't blink an eye for, you know, overnight shipping.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I feel like there could be like businesses or certain other use cases could adopt this, and I feel like they have to have, there's a long-term plan here. Like this is definitely something that is clearly a lot of investment.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like no one else is doing this. And so I think that's maybe the play, is that, it may not be a big deal for like 10 years, but that's Amazon's play, is if they're the only ones who can do this and like still make money in 10 years, then like Amazon owns the world.
Sham's making a good point in chat too. Like the idea, like this is a $1 billion company. I'm sure they're thinking about all like contingencies. Again, things will happen.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Like
regardless, like
getting this done is probably like legal hell.
Oh sure, and I'm thinking like I'm just saying right now in the current climate and how limited it is, like how long until, like if it works, like you're saying, John, their idea is if it works, it's going to be adopted by everybody, and it could become standard for sure. I don't know. Right now, it's just hard to see. It feels very Jetsons, but I mean, I'm sure there's tons of tech right now that 10 years ago felt Jetson like. I mean, in the screenshots, even in the article, it shows the drones have cameras on them.
The Hypertube. Everything's coming up Jetsons.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can we talk about the jump from the Amazon Prime Air drone from the 2013 video to the one this year?
Yeah.
That little dinky thing with the little propellers.
Yeah.
It's like a little black box.
Yeah, the new one,
with
it's
stick
like
legs. It looks like a fighter jet.
The new one has like a sick paint job too on it. Yeah, it's like totally different. Yeah, definitely improved.
Has an Uzi glued to the side.
that was my when Brandon was like, "Man, it will like kill your pet by drop." I wasn't thinking dropping the package. I was truly thinking like it has guns to protect itself. Like, because people will start seeing these, like especially like if you're in a bow dunk. I don't want to this again. This is probably like if you live in an area where people have guns more and are like hunters. Like I could see them shooting them down like for fun. That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's absolutely gonna happen, especially if they fly so low.
They're probably gonna have cameras on them, so that's like that'll probably discourage from that.
Yeah, with the GPS and everything, but
that's the thing too. Is I
stuff
feel
like that's gonna happen.
That's the thing that I think will.
Because humans are pieces of shit.
Yeah, that's what I think will actually could hold it back, because these drones are going to be expensive. So if you do have some sort of malfunction, or someone does shoot it down, or like whatever, can you really afford to lose these things? If something like that happens,
I would imagine to some extent. Like they're probably
Yeah.
ready to replace a certain amount.
Yeah, it's just that, I mean, that sounds like a very challenging problem because that's
And
not
then-
something you have to worry
This is
about
also-
now. Amazon has no, like, they're handing it off right now. Amazon doesn't run the shipping to your house. So this is a big change from the way it works now, where, you know, basically there's
Yeah,
implicit
they're the
insurance with like UPS and FedEx and whatever. But Amazon would now be delivering it all directly with these like expensive, crazy technology, drones.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm curious, like, what kind of weather conditions this thing could still operate
That's
in.
true too. Like, yeah. What if it's
'Cause, like,
really?
I mean, like in LA, there's not really that. Like the weather's usually
that's bad.
pretty calm, but like in certain places, like in San Francisco, is this going to be like possible?
That's what I'm saying. Like, can
Like,
they?
it's, on a windy day, is a drone going to be able to get to your yard?
Yeah, I don't know.
When your 50-pound dildo is trying to be delivered in
I
San
don't think
Francisco.
you can order a 50-pound dildo.
I mean, it's up to 50,
I mean,
I'm
you
just saying,
could-
up
you
to
could
50
order-
pounds.
You could order, 25 2-pounders.
And maybe that'll
I don't think that's how it works.
that'll help weight the drone a little bit.
No, what
better.
they'll do is they'll tie 4 ropes to the 50-pound dildo, and they'll connect 4 of the Amazon drones, and then they'll airdrop it in.
If it's really heavy, yeah, they need a fleet
Yeah.
of drones. God damn it. Oh my god. All right. Well, anyway, it
Speaking
is
of moving
interesting.
into the future with technology.
Yeah. I mean, and it is. I mean, the new video is definitely more impressive. The new prototype is impressive. Well, I guess we'll see.
I'm super excited. I want to try it. I feel like the first time I see a drone drop something off, it's gonna be like the most exciting thing.
Yeah, I like
Or
Bloodborne.
horrifying.
No, it'll be so cool. Like just thinking of like in that moment, it's like I just saw a robot drop something off for somebody. That's cool.
And then, I mean, some people are talking about this in chat even right now, right? About we're already talking about like drones and surveillance and all that kind of stuff, which already goes on now. But think about now you have, let's say that we're in full drone mode with Amazon. This has been going on for like 3 or 4 years. Like the drones are flying over tons of areas. They have cameras on. Let's say that they're recording, right? Especially for legal purposes. All kinds of crimes, I'm sure, are going to be committed in the cameras of these drones, right? And then it's like, is Amazon going to be? It's like, hey, where was this drone? Oh, this drone flew over with these GPS coordinates directly over this crime scene. We need to. I'm just making like an example, but anyway, I guess that you could say that with anything. But are these going to be like used as evidence in court? Like here, you can clearly see this here, and I don't know. It's a
This
discussion.
man tried to grab onto the drone and escape the crime by flying off.
It can't lift anything more than 50 pounds, but it's like, yeah. I don't know.
Loaded
I
his
think it'll be
child
interesting.
onto the drone.
When can I get little micro drones that will not only deliver, like there'll be a mother drone that will deliver food to my apartment, but then little miniature drones that will fly in through the windows and drop the food in my mouth.
Yeah, people are talking about in your mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
But drone pizza delivery, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
like
my God.
I want my life to be
Please.
like just filled with drones that will do tasks for me.
There's
Yeah,
gonna be like
maybe the long play for Amazon is actually just like having the best drone software for delivering anything.
sure.
And then it's like, oh, well, Pizza Hut now wants
Yeah,
to
they could
use
just sell
the
Yeah.
Amazon
yeah.
drones, but Pizza Hut hasn't done any research or like built
Yeah,
anything.
we'll provide your delivery service, Pizza
yeah,
Hut.
that's hey, who knows? Maybe that's
Yeah.
like, maybe
That
that's
seems
what
could be
pretty.
their
That
game.
seems not like unlikely.
I think that's
Their game.
like that's the story of Amazon is, they didn't used to have Amazon Web Services. They used to just be a company selling
Yeah.
books. But then
Okay, now
like
hold on.
they make a lot of big bets on like crazy stuff.
Now I'm envisioning one of the Amazon drones, but it's just the Amazon drone made for pizza, but all it has is that pizza purse that keeps the pizzas warm. But it's just like hanging off the side of it. I don't know what it's called. I called it a pizza purse.
I do think though there's gonna be, at the very least, there's gonna be a lot of funny stories that come out as these things start getting more. Like there's gonna be like a distraught parent who orders like some throwaway thing and then pays for the delivery, and then they're like, I don't want my toddler anymore. This 2-year-old's driving me crazy, and they strap it to the drone, and it returns
It's limited to a certain amount of poundage, and I don't think it could even lift an infant.
a toddler. No, I'm telling you, it says 50 pounds with the new one.
50 pounds? Really?
50 pounds, yeah, in the article, up to 50 pounds.
That's the
what
thing
it
is, I
said.
think I think there are going to be a lot more sad stories than funny stories.
Okay, I should say sad. And the toddler's going to travel all the way back to the warehouse. They're going to be like, this drone came back with a kid on it. So, I have to
Please
figure
come pick up your child.
Oh
Now,
man.
here's an idea. This might be a bit far out, but drones might be a viable option for video rentals. Now,
Damn it. Bringing back video rentals, dude. Redbox is gonna have drone delivery. Yeah, like
I'm telling you.
Of course,
Yeah.
that's what
Way of
was
the future,
stopping
the
the
comeback.
physical media industry.
Blockbuster's coming back with drones.
Was the inconvenience of having to go to the store. Of course, it wasn't the digital media. People are like,
maybe
all of a
this
sudden,
is
like,
the resurgence physical media has been waiting for.
Yeah, we need.
drones.
everybody's like, this is the perfect mild inconvenience that I wanted when it comes to my physical media. I don't have to actually go to the store. I just have to wait rather than just watching the movie instantly on my TV.
God
And I
damn it.
think the killer piece there is being able to have the drone also come when you need to return it. You need the return drone as well.
That's true. That's true too. Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah. Well, if not everyone has broadband, but if broadband did not exist and on demand and Netflix, I would say that Katie Zen, you would be right. Maybe
Yeah.
movie rentals would come
If
back,
this
but
existed in like the early 2000s, it would
it
have
would be huge. Yeah. It would be.
I can already
Hey.
see a year from now, there's going to be a viral video. Guy attaches GoPro to Amazon drone.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa. Where's it going? It's
It's
spying
an
on
adventure.
gonna
Open
be like a-
people.
Why is that drone going to the White House and dropping off surveillance data to President Obama the Third or whatever? Obama's son. I'm talking way in the future. I don't know.
Amazon lizard people. What are all these?
Amazon drones have been spying on us the whole time. I don't know. All right.
I think you wanted to talk about this so that you could like entertain
Spin it.
your crazy
My
future
conspiracy
theories.
No, yeah, I do love conspiracy theories, but no, I think what you said, Brandon. I think the whole idea of building a business around the fact that they have the best drone software, best drones, and everything, and selling that makes a lot of sense.
That seems like the fallback, at least. Like even if it
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily work for retail delivery to people's houses, like
Right.
they
The
will be
only-
so far ahead of everyone else doing this sort of technological development that they will have some new business that they can use these for.
They're really the only big players in the game right now.
Yeah.
So why not?
Okay. Well, there you go. The future is now. Drones are here to stay, and we'll keep an eye on this developing story. Why did I suddenly go fucking CNN?
Yeah, what the? Well,
Developing story, guys.
Jesus.
On
Now,
drone.
moving from technology that wants to kill us to technology we want to kill.
Exactly. And it
That's-
is, well,
That's a segue.
it is a segue. So
That was well done.
Adobe kills the Flash name after 20 years is the title of this article.
Thanks
And
for just reading the title.
I'm going to read it, but the reason I'm reading it is to say that they're
Thank you.
they're killing the name, but I don't think they're killing the actual
Flash.
software. Yeah, they're actually killing Flash itself, what we used to know as Flash. So the branding is going away, and it's going to be called Adobe Animate CC, which is like, I guess, what they're going for now to get away from Flash, because Flash has a lot of poor connotations, also a lot of huge security holes, and it has been the bane of, I think, a lot of people's existence. I know that I always have problems with Flash myself. I don't know about actually coding, like working with it or whatever, but so this one is interesting because obviously, like, getting a PR spin on a name, and that's one thing. But I think from what I'm reading from this article, I don't know about you, Brandon, but it looked like they're still going to be having, like, the product's still going to exist.
Yeah, it does, but I think this is it's a pretty important step for like Adobe itself to want to distance itself from the Flash name, so
Yeah.
that like web developers don't associate the programs that they make with Flash development, because now obviously their products, you can build HTML5 and like newer technologies with their products, but having the Flash name on it, you would look at that and think, oh, well, I don't need to build a Flash app, so I won't use this Adobe product. So I think they're recognizing that like it's time to sunset Flash as like an official thing that they talk about, because they have a product that's called Flash, and then like Flash is slowly moving towards its death.
Yeah, and it's the idea essentially that, like, Flash was good for what it needed to do early on, but it's so kind of outdated and so full of security issues and stuff like that now.
I mean,
Obviously,
yeah, like Flash has had a very long and fruitful life.
Yeah,
It's
very
like
long.
I mean, it is awful today, but Flash is the reason we had a lot of cool stuff back in the day because you
Right.
just couldn't do the types of
E-Bombs World,
things.
bros.
Yeah, I was just
E-Bombs
about to
World
say
would
that.
not have existed if you didn't
Yep.
have Flash. So
Yeah,
I feel like Flash is where a lot of the cool stuff on the internet started. Like a lot of the cool things that you could do on the internet started as Flash apps, and those have since been moved over to newer web technologies. But
Right.
like there was just so much neat stuff you could do in Flash before the rest of the internet technologies caught up with it.
someone also compared in the comments of this. They said this is kind of like Comcast changing its name to Xfinity, which I mean that's pretty because. But I mean, Brant. I mean, do you think actually, as far as like, I mean, obviously this needs to be done. Do you think it's going to? Because a lot of there's some snarkiness in the comments of this article too, talking about how like it's not going to change the vulnerabilities and stuff like that.
No,
That it still has.
Like that's the thing is, I think Adobe recognizes that they as a company have valuable products that need to be disassociated from Flash. Like Adobe takes a beating in the PR space by being associated with Flash. So like I think Adobe wants to kill Flash as fast as anyone because it hurts the rest of their business.
Yeah. So, say goodbye, everybody. Start saying goodbye. Go to homestarrunner.com. And someone just mentioned that. Mentioned that in chat. I think homestarrunner.com. I'm going to go there right now. I'm pretty sure it's still up. It's full form. God, those were the days. Strong bad.
There's some
It is.
some great old like
Still in
Flash
there?
games and Flash videos.
Yeah.
I remember some sites that were just a Flash video, and it's like I think I had one saved on, like I had saved the web page and the SWF so that I could watch it offline because YouTube wasn't a thing yet. Like one of the first videos I wanted to actually keep offline, I had to download the SWF file and create a web page that embedded it. That was, man.
Those were the
Old.
days.
Yeah, technology is so much better now and so much worse.
All right. So, next piece of news we're going to talk about here, which is sure to trigger some people, including me, has already triggered me. Microsoft is considering an Xbox Live subscription on Windows. And you did hear that right. I didn't. You did hear that. And so none of this is 100% confirmed, but these are just from some quotes. This was at a technology conference here that was pretty recent. And so I'll just read you some of these quotes that are kind of scaring everybody. And obviously when you hear, like, especially as a PC gamer, what are the only things that we will pay for subscription-wise? Like, what, an MMO that we like? That's about, trying to think anything else.
I'd consider paying for some sort of all-you-can-eat game service, but like where...
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you bring food in the equation, Brandon, I will, okay, the fair. I will pay a
Doesn't even have to do anything with games. Just food.
Not what
I can get an old country buffet subscription card.
But I think like something like OnLive, but
Good.
But good, yeah.
but good and like not super expensive and a bad business model.
Yeah. So I'm just going to read you this full for context. Okay, I'm going to read you what Yusuf Mehdi said. He said, on gaming has been pretty big success case for us. Gaming, think about it in two pieces. There's traditional Xbox console business where we compete with Sony, and there we have probably the best year we've ever had for Xbox. And it's still on the back of the greatest game lineup in Xbox history. Okay, debatable. So if you like games, this is a year to get an Xbox. I know this sounds just like this is a quote. I promise I haven't been paid by Microsoft. We have Halo 5 launching. We have Minecraft on Xbox. Oh, shit. We have Gears of War, Tomb Raider, best lineup. He keeps saying best lineup. Next year, it's going to be the best lineup. That leads really to great success. But the other interesting thing is that we are now bringing the Xbox gaming value proposition to other devices, in particular the PC, which is what's really confusing. And in the article, John says, like, this is a weird statement because the core lineup of the Xbox One is not fucking on Windows at all.
It's terrible.
That's
so
the
what do you
weirdest
even
thing
mean?
to me. That's the weirdest thing to me is that they like I feel like they are saying the right things,
right?
But we're not actually getting like we're not getting anything exclusive. We're not like they're not actually making any movement towards what they say they want to do, which is like actually take PC gaming seriously. You know, they killed off games for Windows Live. They rolled it into like Xbox. Like Windows 10 has an Xbox thing.
They'll take it seriously after they're monetizing the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Well, that's. Do you want to read the last quote here?
So the last bit is, I'll just read the last part of it. So, I'll read the whole thing. He said, and then you have the ability to effectively start to get Xbox Live in all these games that you're using, whether it's Solitaire or Minecraft. I'm getting games for Windows Live, fucking flashbacks. And now we see, what we see is we have almost the same number of Xbox Live monthly active on Windows as we do on the console. And then he said, to be fair, it's not the same. The console uses our Xbox Live Gold paying; those are paying subscribers. The PC, these would be free customers, but the ability, and this is the scary thing, but the ability to build a subscription business on the back of that, now you can start to see some light for that opportunity. So this is where the whole idea, like, so they want to build the user base and then offer a subscription model down the road. Yeah, exactly. Flip the switch.
I mean,
so
you could. This could be good or bad because like this could be the idea for kind of what I was talking about, like some sort of all-you-can-eat service where you subscribe to Xbox Live Gold, PC version,
right.
And then each month you get some free game or something, kind of similar to how they do on the consoles. Like that could be a good thing, but I think they would have to recognize that you can't try and charge for things that PC customers are used to doing completely for free,
exactly.
Which is like grouping. Like grouping with their friends. I don't know.
If this happens like down the line after they've actually like buffed up the lineup on the PC, then sure, maybe. But right now, absolutely not, and probably not for a while.
Yeah. There would have to be, like you said, the lineup. They would actually have to do what they're saying and actually offer the titles, a majority of the titles that are on Xbox One, on PC. And it couldn't smell or look anything like fucking games for Windows Live. It would have to be a way better, way better service.
I think they still have a little bit of that stink on them.
They do. They definitely do.
You can never get rid of a games for Windows Live stink.
Once it's on you.
Not even if you bathe in tomato juice or whatever.
Juice. Yeah.
Or oatmeal or whatever the fuck you do.
Well, that games for Windows Live
oatmeal's for chicken pox.
I think they realize this to me speaks to their desire to compete with Steam. Like I think it would be foolish to think they're not really thinking about how they take away Steam's dominance with PC gaming, and maybe a subscription business would be like a way to do that. Because I think I'm not sure that they will be able to have success just saying, "Hey, we can do the same things
as
that
a
Steam
distribution
does."
platform like
so
that.
So now I'm hearing of basically a Steam thing, like another client that you can buy their games on their marketplace.
Maybe it's not a client because it's in Windows, so it's just like automatically a thing that's there. So
right, so like they could sell some of those benefits of being like built into Windows. Maybe it's easier to do some cool stuff in your game. But like that, is that enough to bring people away from Steam? Probably not, at least speaking personally. But if they had some sort of subscription thing, maybe that's different enough that people would consider using them over Steam.
Yeah. God. I mean, and again, like it comes back again to the titles. Like if there's Halo 5 on PC and the only way you can get access to it is through, like if they did a subscription service where you pay a certain amount a month and you have access to all, these games, then I guess I shouldn't say I can't say right now that I would never do that. It would just really depend on the lineup.
Yeah, it would they would have to do a way better job than anyone else has done with that so far.
Right.
With like, OnLive's the only one I can think of offhand, but that was just like a kind of a bad deal all around. But no one else has really done that and done it with like the right price point and sort of like Netflix, right? Like you're always surprised at how much value you can get out of Netflix. I don't think anyone has said that same thing about any of the game subscription services that have been around.
Yeah. Gamefly, dude. Still use Gamefly to this day, dude. Right to my door. Because I have cable again. I've been watching TV, dude. They're running GameFly ads from.
Yeah, it still exists, man.
I know it still exists, but like the GameFly ads from like so long ago, like it looks so fucking terrible. Like the CG and stuff in it, it's like it's supposed to be like a Call of Duty soldier, and I swear to God, it was from like 7 or 8 years ago. The ads, and they're like cutting it in with like current titles on the TV. It was so shitty. I always thought GameFly was I never actually had a GameFly thing, but I always thought it seemed like a good idea. I just never got. Did any of you guys ever use?
It was before digital distribution.
Before
became a
digital,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, like now the digital, like broadband is so. It's everywhere. There's just no reason for it.
Yeah. Why would you?
I think they have an online thing because they acquired a company that did it, but I haven't heard anything.
I think I got like BioShock on the PC for free through a GameFly deal one time.
Yeah, they do have digital. They do have digital stuff, I think, now too. But I don't know. Interesting discussion in the chat. People are like also naming like price points too that they would be in on for a subscription service, like $5 a month if it offered like a couple different games.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think they would have to make it between like 5 and if they wanted to have new games on it, I think maybe like 10, maybe 8 to 10. But like Netflix is the gold standard everyone compares to. Like if you're gonna make it more expensive than Netflix, like can you actually offer that? Yeah, can you actually offer that kind of value? And the answer is like almost certainly not.
And it's funny to think about. Like Netflix has had that one huge misstep. Remember where they upped their prices and made it like a tier thing. Like you forget about it now, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?" And then they were like, "Sorry," and they just went back to what they, and they just changed it all back to what they had before. But yeah, no, it'll be interesting to see. Okay, well, again, developing story. We'll keep our eye on it right here on the KBMOD podcast.
Please don't.
All right.
Hey, guys, I have to jump out. Something has come up.
Okay.
Good.
And it sucks. So.
All right.
All right,
Later,
see you
buddy.
guys.
See you, buddy.
Lovely.
Okay.
Welcome to the real KBMOD podcast, everyone.
All right. In other news, Sony is officially implementing PS4 to PC streaming.
This article is sort of pointless. 'Cause
Yeah.
There's no date.
There is no date. However, it's kind of clickbaity, and I thought,
It is pretty clickbaity because it just says Sony is implementing PS4 to PC streaming.
Yeah. So anyway, it's just coming. That's about all there is to
Xbox
say
already
about
has
it.
this, right?
I believe they do have a
yes,
version of streaming.
They do.
Yeah.
I've not tried it. Might be worth. Well, my Xbox is on my desk, so there's no reason for me to.
I think the main thing at the end of the article though is that there's no word on whether Sony will allow mouse and keyboard compatibility with the streaming, which would be interesting.
Does the PS4 have keyboard support if you plug it into the
I'm pretty sure.
PlayStation?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure it does.
That wouldn't be
PS3 had
ridiculous.
keyboard support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be
it does.
it wouldn't be crazy if it did.
Yeah. So anyway,
I think that they have to keep feature parity with the Xbox.
Yeah.
So this doesn't surprise me, but yeah, who knows? That could be like that could be a year from now type thing.
yeah. How about we just get the PS4 playing things like backwards compatibility wise, okay? Like shit from the PS3, and then worry about that. Fucking bought that thing. I was so excited. I still can't believe that. I was like, man, I can't wait. I have all these PS3 games that I've never played that are literally sitting in here, and I can't play any of them because they don't work. So
You're that person that I didn't realize existed,
Yeah,
where like you don't do any research about. The
no,
system you're
I
buying.
really, I just assumed.
Here's the thing, Scott.
Today's day and age.
Your good friend Sark gave you a PlayStation 3, and when you moved, you left it here, and it's sitting in my living room.
God damn it. That's true.
So you have no fucking reason.
Well, no, I have a reason still to think that the PS4 should play fucking PS3 games.
But you have no reason to complain about not being able to play your PS3 games at all.
Well, I didn't give it to me to keep forever. He just gave it to me to borrow.
I
was
think we
gonna
know
take
by
it.
now. Scott doesn't need a reason to complain.
he's
If
not-
he gave
he's
it to you
not-
when you moved across the country, you will never get it back.
Yeah,
He knows
he
that.
gave it to you.
Oh, well, I really should have taken it then.
Well,
I don't
now
want
I
him to
have
be
two
like later,
PS3s, so thanks.
Well, there you go. We should
I don't
fucking
think I'm pretty sure he doesn't even remember giving it to you. So I like he never even asked. It wasn't like, hey, did Scott give you the PS3? No, never. It's just sitting in my
damn it, I really
living room.
could have taken it then.
Well, hey, here's a good spot for your drone's inaugural flight.
Yeah,
across the country.
across the country with the PS3.
The great
Play all the
journey
games
across
I
the
can.
USA.
God damn it! You should hook those PS3s together and do a nice little LAN tourney on. I don't know. What
Can I crossfire my PS3s?
Crossfire
to
them
turn it
together.
into a PS4.
Yes. Get all
It'll
the power.
evolve like a Pokemon.
God damn it! All right, and then finally, and as far as
Give me
I
a
think-
third PS3, Mark. He says he's going to give me.
yeah, Mark. Yeah, Sham said he could give you one. That'd be nice.
I don't want a third PS3.
You can now permanently remove games from your Steam library if that's something that you've really been wanting to do. So yeah, that's pretty exciting, I guess, for especially people. I would say like you, Brandon. Though I know you have a ton of games, but you're very organized.
Yeah.
I can imagine if you wanted to like just have something just be totally gone.
Well,
like
the one thing
This would be for you.
Like, I think the only time I could feel like I would need to use this is
Yeah.
there are some games that like if they're in alpha or beta or something, it's like a different listing, and then when the game comes out, you have this dead listing. That's the only time I could think that I would use this.
Like Origin has the BF4 beta still like sitting
Yeah,
there.
exactly. So normally, I feel like normally games are pretty good about that. If they have a beta, I think they just use the same game listing. So this doesn't happen as often anymore. But I don't know. I mean, is this something like how would you guys use this? Why would you need to
No,
delete a
I
game?
would never use this.
Like, one of the reasons I like Steam is that I like having this massive list of games that I conceivably own and could play at any time. But
Even
I
like the
never
games
will.
that I have and I hate, it's like when I scroll past
number, having that many is good.
well, the number is nice, but also it's like, haha, I have fucking Brinks still, right? or
Yeah,
like any
that's true.
various fucking bad rats or something that Mark gifted me.
I too
God,
have bad
that
rats
too.
from Mark.
God, that game is truly the worst. But yeah, no, I know what you're saying. Yeah, I don't. Also, it takes quite a few, according to this article, it takes quite a few clicks to even get to that point if you really want to
I think
remove something totally.
You really have to hate something to go through the process of deleting it. Like, is there a way to just like hide a game on Steam? Because that should be an option.
Don't install it and use your installed tab. It's what I do.
Well, that's what I usually use. But if somebody like really didn't want, like, they should have just added like a hide, like hidden games, the hidden.
You can hide
highlights.
that apparently already exists because people in the article are saying the exact same thing,
Oh,
and you can hide it from the library if you need to. There's a couple ways
just
to do
fucking
it.
do that. Like, you have to
Yeah.
you have to like passionately hate a game to remove
Yeah.
it from your account. I don't.
I'm gonna go ahead and say they made this option specifically so that people that are protesting on Reddit can make better screenshots.
Yeah, is
It's
that
like
your theory?
it's like if you don't like your purchase, now you can screenshot the confirmation page that you
Right.
deleted it from your Steam account.
It's gone.
So
Yeah.
this is a great tool for social justice warriors.
Well, that's good. Yeah, that's good. God damn it. Yeah, they're looking out for the SJWs out there. That's good. Finally, Steam responds.
Better.
All right.
Keep an eye out.
Do you want to hit either of these things?
I mean, we can talk about it super quickly.
Konami did something dumb.
Konami did something dumb, and they keep doing dumb things, and they're in a fucking huge war with Kojima. And 'cause
I'm
he's
not a
under
big fan
contract.
of Jeff Keighley, but I really like what he did at the Game Awards.
I haven't watched this
I really
clip,
like
but,
it.
but yeah, I keep hearing people that are like that. Yeah, like you, that aren't like Jeff Keighley fans. Are like, people are thankful that he at least said something about it.
It's
Yeah.
one of those things that I was really surprised. I happened to catch that section when it was on. I was
Yeah.
surprised that he literally said that in the broadcast, because I'm not surprised that something like that might happen behind the scenes, but
Right.
for him to basically take airtime to talk about how Konami legally did not allow him to come to the awards show. I mean, the saga of the whole Kojima, Konami, Metal Gear thing just gets weirder and weirder. Like,
Yeah.
just when I think it's over, it's not.
What is
Yeah,
the-
exactly.
what's the-
And
I
that's,
mean, he was basically saying Konami is never going to do anything with me, and like that's an admirable thing to do when that one event in every dollar that you make is your business.
right,
like,
exactly. Yeah,
I-
he's kind
I
of saying
thought-
fuck it to that. Yeah,
I thought that it was a cool thing to do.
yeah. And so it'll be really interesting because once the contract, the employment contract is up, I was reading the comments of this article too. There was a couple articles on this, but people saying that I can't wait for the tell-all or whatever. Hopefully he'll be able to, you know what I mean?
There
see
there
behind the
better be a
scenes.
documentary at some
Or
point.
when he's
I was
not.
gonna say, I
he's gonna
bet
talk about
those book rights are already being auctioned.
it being worked on, because I'm sure it's going to be fascinating. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, Konami continues to do dumb fucking stuff. That's about. I mean, I feel like every week, pretty much every week, we've been talking about it, and so continue your streak solid, Konami. Again, for another week, you are pieces of shit. Let's see. Is that going to hurt our sponsorship with Konami that we just booked for the mobile gaming stuff that they wanted to do?
Yeah, nothing's signed yet.
Okay, nothing's signed. Well, okay, I probably should back off on that. But
Got that
and then do you want?
sponsorship.
Yeah, we're gonna start really pushing with their mobile games in about a couple weeks, and people are gonna call us hypocrites. But whatever. You want to hit on the CPU thing real quick, or do you not?
Yeah,
care?
no, I put this in real quick because
Yeah,
apparently some heavy CPU coolers are actually damaging Intel Skylake CPUs. So I figured this was worth hitting. I originally didn't think it was like that big of a deal, but I've actually seen. I think actually PC Gamer said like it had happened to them, and so if you're buying a new PC and you're buying a powerful Skylake CPU, there's a good chance that you're buying an aftermarket cooler like a Hyper 212 or one of the other big air coolers, and apparently the CPUs are thinner than like older CPUs and are bending, can bend due to the weight of those coolers. So it's one of those things where if you think you might be affected like this, you may want to do a little more research and make sure that your CPU is okay. But they included a picture in this PC Gamer article that is like actually the CPU is bent, like it is bent at the edges.
Is it stopping them from working, or?
I mean, I guess it would depend on how badly it bends. But the fact that they have the picture and a confirmed case that this is happening, I guess just be wary. Because like something like, the Noctua coolers, the Hyper 212, they are pretty heavy. Like when you,
Noctua in particular.
Even when you mount those things, like I have mounted those things, and the only thing that gives me confidence that I'm not going to break my motherboard and my CPU is the fact that I've done it before and it didn't break. Like I still, when I install heavy coolers like that, I'm still always worried that I'm going to break something.
There's nothing in the world more horrifying than the sound of clamping your CPU into place.
Oh my god, yeah, and making sure that
it just
right
squeaks.
way, right?
It squeaks,
and that's why this this is what you always worry about, right? That you think you might bend your CPU because
that's what I'm saying. Like even though like every time I've only built like 2 PCs ever, but both times like when you put that CPU in, or even I've replaced it a couple times, checking over, okay, it's slotted right. Like the arrow goes here. I know it's right, but then like you said, John, that moment, you're like, fuck. It's not going to boot.
My takeaway from this is if you have the money to spend a little more on cooling, I think that the all of the closed loop liquid coolers, like for everything but a more budget type build, I like closed loop liquid coolers a lot. Like all of the PCs that I own now have, or all of the desktop PCs, I should say, use liquid coolers like the Corsair H100. There's a ton of different models out there, but they don't put any of that weight on your CPU the way that those heavy air coolers do. So it's maybe something to look into if you just bought a new PC or you haven't assembled it, or I would hate for someone to get a damaged CPU from this because that sounds terrible.
Yeah. Intel replacing them when this stuff happens? I feel like that's a flaw on their part.
It sounds like the article says Intel says it's investigating the issue. I'm guessing they probably would. Like between the cooler makers and Intel, I have to imagine that they will warranty these things given how much press it's gotten recently. But hopefully no one listening has to worry about that. I'm hoping it's an isolated issue, but clearly if your CPU gets bent, I think that's pretty hard to do on your own.
Yeah. Okay. As far as that'll do it, at least as far as some of the news goes for this week. But new releases: Roller Coaster Tycoon World, which I didn't even know honestly existed. But I think
it seems like a bit of a crapshoot.
Yeah,
Because I just looked this up, and I don't think the developer has made another game. So, not saying it can't be good, but this is a game from a brand new developer
who bought what, the Roller Coaster Tycoon franchise name?
Well, I guess the publisher
or the publisher,
Atari, and whoever else.
Yeah, because I mean, I hear Roller Coaster Tycoon in the current day release, and I get excited, but I don't know. It does look a little. I don't know. I'm definitely not going to pre-purchase it or anything. But that comes out on December 10th.
It's $60.
And it's $60 exactly, which is also kind of scary. So that's something.
Buying the last Roller Coaster Tycoon, I think, for $5 when it was on sale.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a jump to go to 60.
I'm used to seeing Roller Coaster Tycoon in like the clearance software section at Target.
Yeah, that's true too.
One of those things in the little sleeves. You can occasionally still find a CD of it.
Have you guys ever noticed that every time you fucking go to Walmart, they still sell the Diablo 2 in the expansion set?
Yes.
Why?
F3. Those things are still there. I stop at those things still, like the discounted like game and like PC section. Like the bookend section.
Oh yeah.
On the aisle. You got to stop and just look through them. You never know what deals you're gonna miss in 2015. You could miss a Nancy Grace game, or Nancy Grace is not. That's
Nancy Grace.
Nancy the detective. Nancy.
Who are you thinking of?
Is her name Nancy Drew?
Nancy Drew, the detective girl?
Nancy Drew. Let's sound it out. Nancy Grace.
Nancy Grace.
Game.
God damn it.
Nancy Grace Arkham Knight.
Oh my god. All right.
I think everyone that probably wanted Roller Coaster Tycoon is probably just like playing City Skylines and enjoying themselves.
Or just
exactly. That's a good point.
Old Roller Coaster Tycoon.
All right. Also, Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13 has a release date, and that God damn it! What is that the 10th as well?
Yeah, it comes out the 10th.
It is the 10th. Yes, it is the 10th as well. I can't get. Apparently, I am not old enough to view the page on Steam right now because it put me as January 1st, 2015 as my birthday by default.
What the fuck are Final Fantasy titles anymore?
Yeah, yeah.
This doesn't even seem like the right way the title. It shouldn't. It feels like it would be Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns, not Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah, maybe that's the translation or whatever. I don't know, like the way that it.
Do people still care about Final Fantasy? I guess they do because they keep making them, but I don't know who cares and also enjoys Final Fantasy because I don't think that group exists.
Blacklight Attack.
There's the people that care about Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of people that seem to enjoy Final Fantasy
anymore. You're saying,
yeah,
at least the recent games. Yeah, that's a good point.
Outside of
I don't know.
The MMO seems all right.
Yeah, it's some of the very
MMO is very, very good.
Is it?
It's probably better than World of Warcraft. I just have all of the investment in WoW at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know what this game is, but it looks like some sort of proper Final Fantasy game.
Someone in chat said more hack and slash though, looking this game. So I don't know if that's true. It does have the tag female protagonist, so if that floats your boat, I don't know.
You think she's voxel based and female?
Maybe.
Voxel based female.
And then finally,
I have to imagine you already know if you're into this game or not. Like if you're hinging on the new Final Fantasy release, you probably already know.
Do you guys find yourselves browsing Steam in the female protagonist section? Exclusively?
Usually really, really late at night, like 3:30 or 4 in the morning. Sometimes I'll wake up, like I sleepwalk, and that's what I search. The search term is female protagonist. And I like come to.
Syndicate as a female protagonist?
Oh yeah? I didn't know that.
Well,
yeah, it's like it's a brother and sister combo.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's only half female protagonist.
I have gone though, like when looking for new games to play, I have gone on the rabbit hole where you start clicking on like those tags and then see like you can go to all tags.
Path.
Dude, you could go to all tag. Oh my god, it's insane.
No.
It's so triggering. But anyway, and finally the only game that actually matters that comes out on December 10th. Yes, massive release. PewDiePie PewDiePie. I'm sorry, PewDiePie, Legend of the Brofist,
Really
comes
stoked
out.
for that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
on
watched the trailer for this, and it doesn't actually look that bad.
No, actual gameplay.
It looks like just like a retro
Box-based platformer.
box-based female
box-based,
protagonist.
side-scrolling platformer. The tags are adventure, indie, action, memes, and co-op.
Co-op.
Memes
All right, I'm
is the
buying.
tag.
Memes
Yep.
is the fourth one.
It is the fourth one.
I'm gonna add female protagonist. Oh, I have to sign in. No, I'm not doing.
searching.
Also,
Memes section.
pretty surprising in the about this game, Forbes is apparently quoted as saying it's actually pretty good. That's literally they claim Forbes said that.
I can actually get down with that if they sort of make fun of themselves in the description of the
Yeah.
game. I'm all right
Apparently,
with
there's
that.
a lot of YouTubers in it as voice actors.
Markiplier in there.
Okay, there you go. Yep.
Where's Jardon?
Let's see. Yeah, is Jordan in there? Jordan's not
How'd
in
you
there, is he?
meet Jardon? There?
We got Cinnamon Toast Kens. We got
Cinnamon Toast Ken, Marzia.
the guy.
Yep.
We got
Right,
all the hits.
Wow.
We got
Everyone's
Cry.
here.
Yeah, everybody's.
It's got chip tunes. It's got chip tunes.
Whoa!
That's pretty nuts.
They have a $50 season pass.
Collect bro coins to buy new characters. They're called bro coins.
Bro blast my bro coins, bro.
Oh boy. Does it how much is there a price on it? Shit.
I would imagine probably like $10.
Yeah.
Available. It's not for sale.
$50? Yeah, it's not. You can't see the price, but
It's a work of art.
probably six.
it's price. You can't actually play it. You just have to watch. Actually, PewDiePie is the only person that can actually play the game. But you can pay $10 to support him playing it, I guess. I don't know. That would be interesting. So anyway, that'll
the top of the memes category. Do you want to guess
Yeah.
which game it is?
Oh, is it Shower with Your Dad Simulator?
No, that would
Thank
make
God.
more sense. It's not a game you would think.
Okay.
It's gotta be like Goat Simulator or something fucking stupid.
No, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying is you would think those would be the top.
It's a
meme
legitimate
games.
game. Is that what you're saying?
Call of Duty Black Ops 3.
Is Call of Why is this?
That's amazing. I like when that happens though, because that's just the community. Tagging
Minecraft
it.
Story Mode?
Yes,
Borderlands
that
2
should.
Duck Game Face Rig?
Oh my god.
Man, I tell you what, these categories really show you how much there is on Steam that you just never see.
Yeah,
There's
no
a game
idea
called
about.
Garfield Kart. That's the licensed Garfield game, from what it looks like.
Whoever asked for a licensed
fucking- but
Garfield go-kart.
But I liked Garfield.
I
Yeah.
love Garfield.
But I never,
Oh my god!
I never thought to ask and see him in a go-kart. I guess I didn't know I needed this.
Children in 2015 care about Garfield as a character.
That's true too.
This game, the tags for this game, racing,
Psychological horror. Anime. Anime.
Oh fuck. All right. See, the tags are good when
I don't want to try this game.
psychological horror. Oh shit.
I kind of games
God.
can get shit on Steam.
That's pretty good. All right. Well, let's get to the viewer questions this week.
Can we talk
We
about the fact that we have two awful questions back to back?
We do. They are awful, but
they were intended to go as a pair.
yeah, they'll go as okay. I did space it, but let's just go as a pair. So, Not So Ordinary Gamer asks if two vegans are in an argument with each other, do they have beef?
That's an excellent
Stop.
question.
Just
I
stop.
appreciate that. I appreciate the meme.
John liked it.
That's not
Just,
bad. Well
then
done.
just go on the second one. John
All right.
might like this one as well.
It's like
And
that's very Bo Burnham rap style. Like
Okay. All right. And I Flanzy asks if I plan to go to Sweden, but I'm not Swedish. Does that make me an artificial Swedener?
See, I think that's pretty good.
it's not bad.
That one's a little bit more of a
You guys are
stretch. That
fucking
one's
awful. You guys are the worst people.
Why do you guys hate memes?
God.
I would tag both of these questions with the community tag memes.
Yeah.
With psychological horror.
Psychological horror.
Psychological horror.
God damn it.
I mean, I think they do because let's address the first question. If they're in an argument with each other, that doesn't who they are does not change the colloquial term of having a beef.
No, so they do have
so they
beef.
do
Do they
have
actually
beef.
have physical do they actually have like beef? Like
Oh,
physical
that's
beef
fucking
from an animal?
Stupid.
No.
They didn't just get beef randomly.
Well, I mean,
No.
the question doesn't state, so we should make sure that.
We can just move on past this.
Really, yeah. The second one, I don't even want to try to start analyzing it at all. But oh my god,
I hate
this
this podcast.
fucking flansy. All right, Hutchison 15, our very own Bradley, asked a pretty decent question though. If you weren't working in the game industry, do you think you'd play more or less games than you do now?
Probably.
Definitely be more for me. I think.
Yeah, I would definitely play more.
Yeah, I mean we all do. Yeah, we all do work in the game industry in different areas of it. Yeah, I mean you.
Sort of.
Yeah,
We
you
get
do.
a
You
touch
edit
of it.
some-
There's a touch of it.
Yeah.
I think I would probably play more, but that's
I would binge more. I don't think I'd play more
Yeah.
because like when you work like a job that you're not surrounded by them,
Yeah.
you tend to not have as much like free time around those things. But like now, like when I come home at night from work every day, like I play something for an hour or two. Whereas like in my last job, well, I mean, my last job I did because I hated my fucking life. But prior to hating my life, I would, maybe go do other things like act like I'm friends with the people who think I'm friends with them and stuff. Right, but, like I'm
that
not.
got really specific real quick.
Yeah, that's very specific. Wow. Okay.
Most of those people still live at home with their mommies and do drugs. So.
Okay.
Jeez.
There you go.
I think I mean I would have a unique answer here because I would play more and probably watch less. But that's
I mean, that's
I watch
actually-
a lot.
Brandon, could
Yeah.
you say you're wearing less and going out more?
God damn it! Do not make a hotline playing fucking
No. I'm not
Do you like
saying that.
drinking glasses of champagne out on the dance
on the
floor?
dance floor. Yeah.
You're the worst.
God damn it. I mean, for me, I guess I do since I stream games, playing games.
You would play less because you play games for a living.
That's
yeah,
true.
You're already
Yeah, now-
playing a pretty big amount, like hefty
Right, I
amount
play
of
more
games.
than I ever did with the other jobs that I
Yeah.
had. That's a
As
good
an
point.
outsider, like the variety of games you play seems a lot higher now.
Yes, than what I used to. So I guess I guess for me the answer would be that I would play less. But I don't know. Even I found ways when I would get. I mean, I used to binge. I used to. I don't know, kind of like John. I would binge more. So like when I was working for the software company, I would come home and I would play video games for like 5 or 6 hours. So I don't know. It is definitely. It would. I guess it would be less though, for me. And Nick, you think it would be more or less?
Probably because I'm not like looking at them then. Because like I don't play a lot of video games, but I look at a lot of video games a lot.
Would you call yourself an industry analyst?
I'll consider putting that on my resume. That's for fucking sure. That sounds great, Brandon. Thank you.
That is
Yeah, I think I would.
okay.
I just gave myself that title, industry analyst.
I feel like Brandon is the perfect person for like if you were like, okay, so this is what my experience is, and Brandon could
Yeah, can you
Put it
fluff
in-
a resume for me?
Brandon could fluff
I'm
a
a
resume.
pretty good resume writer.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time we interview somebody, Brandon just talks terrible about everything that they do.
I speak honestly about
On their
resumes.
resume. Yeah, you're like, okay, this
Maybe-
is let me read between the
maybe-
lines.
Maybe harsh, but it's fair.
One of
I would not-
the first times Brandon ever sent me a text message was just a picture of a flyer outside of a Billabong store. It said resumes with an apostrophe, and he just said, "There's some possessive as fuck resumes."
Resumes. Resumes.
I had forgotten about that. That was a good
I've-
meme.
I feel like it would be
That
terrifying.
was a good meme. Like looking back on your past, that was a good meme.
I didn't. Well, see, at the time, like that was sort of pre.
Meme wasn't a theme. A
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, that was like pre-meme era. So looking back on it,
kind of
that was
phone did
actually
you
a great
have?
meme.
Motorola Razr, if I had to guess. Is
No,
Brandon.
no,
Brandon
no.
was in with the times. So
No, that may have been. I had a Samsung Blackjack, but I don't know if this was quite that far
Look
back.
this up. Samsung Blackjack.
It's a good phone.
Yeah, it looks like a BlackBerry.
Yeah, it was like an early BlackBerry or like kind of a BlackBerry competitor.
I feel like even knowing Brandon, being interviewed by Brandon in a job for a job would be terrifying.
Yeah, I would feel.
Even knowing you, like not
Be
knowing you would
sweating.
be even more. I'd be sweating.
Well, I
'Cause-
mean, if for someone with like no experience like yourself, yeah, that will probably be
Oh,
terrifying.
okay. See, look, he's already doing it. I'm not even interviewing for the job. Like, can you imagine?
No,
Wow.
I mean, I'm not passive aggressive with interview candidates I don't even know. Are you kidding me?
Can you, John? Or do you sit
He's
with Brandon
not.
in these interviews? I
No.
want some audio. I want to hear how it is. I can imagine Brandon just going off the handle like, this is okay. So this line here, I know what you flip burgers, don't you, for a living? It's like a guy with like 10 years experience in programming. You flip burgers? Is that what you did? He's like crying. Anyway.
That's the thing though, is the interviews are important because sometimes I'll see a resume,
Yeah.
and man, some of those resumes are really bad first impressions.
Yeah.
And then you meet someone and you want to love them, but then you can't forget that resume.
see the resume. Yeah. Okay. Final question. The stacked deck. Not deck. The stacked deck. What was your biggest gaming disappointment pre-2006? Wow.
I picked this
That's such
question
a-
mainly because I was trying to think like why the distinction pre 2006.
Yeah.
But I guess that's like it's a decade ago.
No, it's like
Brandon's
nine.
was
It's 9
probably
years ago.
Yours was probably the Galaxies patch.
Yeah, luckily that is more than a decade behind us now. But yeah, the Galaxies patch is absolutely the biggest gaming disappointment. But then again, for me, like if that had never happened, I probably never would have played WoW. So it's really hard to say.
I don't think they're like. I can't think of like
Pre-2006.
being really
Mine was,
excited for anything and being super disappointed.
Mine was Deus Ex Invisible War.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, even pre that, you could go to Project Snowblind, which was not a Deus Ex name game, but it was supposed to be like the spiritual successor to the original Deus Ex, and it was fucking terrible.
Isn't that the Xbox shooter?
It was on PC too.
Oh, I heard that was like an all right game.
No, it was fucking atrocious.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I've said this many times before, but I was super excited for Driver 2 back on the streets on the Sony
God, fucking
PlayStation.
damn it.
And that game was a fucking hot piece of garbage. It came out in 2000, so definitely pre-2006. And that still gives me
I can
nightmares.
imagine a young Scott Fisher just
I-
being scarred.
I was really, because I was so excited to play it, and it was just so buggy and terrible and crashed my PlayStation over and over. And I didn't complete the game for years until I had the PlayStation 2. So it's still one of the biggest.
Change my answer to all of the Harry Potter games that I played because they were
Has there
all
been a good
Lego wasn't bad.
Well, the Lego one was good, but that was after 2006. Like the movie
Yeah.
games that were like they were like. You have the Harry Potter universe, and you can do anything fun. Anything. The most fun I had was in the third game when you could fly on fucking Buckbeak.
The Quidditch World Cup is a good game.
that's
fucking goes right for Buckbeak.
That's the only fun thing I remember about that game. You get to ride on Buckbeak, and it plays the song from the movie.
Oh man.
And you can fly over the lake. It's great for pre-yiffing.
All right. I think that's it for our questions this week. But we do have a review this week, Brandon, which I'm excited about.
Yeah, we had
you
a
wanna get to
couple of reviews this week.
Oh,
so
nice.
thank you to those that submitted a review. If you don't know what we're talking about here, let me just give you a little taste.
Oh wow! Did you just get really close to the mic? I like that.
I was going to, but no, it's not quite that intimate. I mean, we're just talking about podcast reviews. So if we publish this podcast on iTunes, and we also do it live every week. But we would love it if you would go and rate our podcast on iTunes if you haven't done so already. Give us 5 stars. Put something in the comment there. We've had life stories. We've had. I mean, I feel like at this point there's not much we haven't had in the comments of those podcast reviews. But again, that is your section. And as long as you rate the podcast 5 stars, you will have the chance to be on the podcast the week that you review it. So we do have a nice little review this week by a lovely old lady.
Am I reading this?
Oh, I think you are.
How do you know she's
Okay.
old?
Yeah.
Just, I mean, the context is there.
Okay. So the title of this review is "It's a Miracle," and it is by anti-vaccination. Jesus
It's so fucking stupid. It's Axe is the like. God, the nickname.
It is a weird nickname for an auntie.
Yeah, here, we'll put it into the chat too for people. It is a weird name, but Auntie V
last name Nations.
Yes.
First of all, no one's name is Nations, and second of all, no one introduces themselves and says to themselves that they're auntie to anyone. If you're not the niece or nephew, you're not saying I'm Auntie V.
I don't even know if I'm going to pronounce.
You're not my fucking aunt. Don't say you're my auntie. Jesus, fucking creepy.
Okay, so the meat of the review is this podcast cured my son's rubella. Is that how you say that?
Yeah.
Rubella. This podcast surpasses modern science. Again, that was on TV vaccinations. With basically, this podcast has cured. I don't even know what that disease is. I'm going to Google that. I don't know what rubella is. Let's take a look.
I'm going
what does
to.
It do?
While on its surface, this may just look like a meme. I'm going to go a layer deeper and say I think this is actually a subtle, subliminal anti-vaccination propaganda.
Okay.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
And
why do you think it's anti-vaccination?
Because the vaccination. Jesus, Scott.
Really? Read the name.
Oh,
you need to get better at decoding.
God damn it. Also, can I say rubella is German measles? It's the 3-day. It's either also called German measles.
It's caused by vaccinations, Scott.
God damn it. Is it? What's her face? Who was the woman that was really against?
Nancy Grace.
Yes, Jenny McCarthy. No, I don't think
Grace.
it's Nancy Grace.
Macy Gray.
Macy Gray.
Mary J. Blige.
That joke.
It's Mary J. Blige.
Mary J's in the spot tonight.
God damn it.
This is indeed some of the first meme propaganda that I've seen.
Yeah, this is emergent behavior from the reviewers. So we have not. This is new. They're learning. They're getting craftier and smarter. So we'll have to maybe be careful. I mean, because I personally I don't have any problem with vaccinations. I think they're very needed. So
yeah, I mean, I guess we will have to be careful in the future to screen, to make sure that we're not subliminally affecting our viewership with propaganda like this.
Right, and this is not the opinion of KBMOD. This is just the opinion of a reviewer, I guess. So we should be clear on that. God. All right. Well, we're
gonna get like an email or a review from somebody named like Uncle Planned Parenthood.
See, that would be great. You just ruined it, Nick. Someone could have done that. That's a great one.
Planned Parenthood.
I like how like Nick's an idea his shit like review. I'm like super excited about, and I'm bummed that we didn't actually get to read it. God.
I think you're not appreciating the subtlety of the message here.
Yeah.
Like Uncle Planned Parenthood would be far too on the
nose. But it's funny because it's so on the nose. So it also works.
It's funny in contrast, yes.
God damn it.
It's your great uncle. Life starts at conception.
Oh, shit. Yeah. All right.
You should leave a review, Nick.
Yeah, I feel like you're really good at this, even though you hate this the most.
Downloading iTunes. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to do it.
Oh, my God.
I'm not leaving that for my one and only iTunes account that I've never written anything on.
I'm just saying, you seem to have some good content.
All right. Well, this has been episode, I don't even know what episode, 217, right? Yes, 217. I believe we'll all be back next week. Yes, we will. For episode 218. They're really flying by now. We're going 75, 80 miles per hour on the podcast highway, and I don't know what this analogy is.
And we're all over the information superhighway as well. So.
Yes, we're on there.
World Wide Web.
We're all out there. So leave a review and listen to us live. If you only listen to us, if you only listen to the audio version, stop in sometime. Every week, I feel like there's always one person who stops in and says, "Hey, first time catching it live." So be one of those people. I mean, I'm sure it's on most of your bucket list. So get it done. Maybe this next week. All right.
Bucket list?
Yeah, the bucket list.
Before I die, listen to a live KBMOD podcast.
I mean, I'm sure somebody out there has that. So
someone with a sad life.
A very sad life.
And I hope they don't finish their bucket list if this is on there.
Damn it.
Yeah, we probably don't quite qualify for that. But real quick before we end, I don't think we've promoted recently. We do have a lot of social media stuff. We do. We have Twitter account, so follow us at KBMOD Gaming. You can follow us all on Twitter. I'm at Volition. That's a 1 instead of the first I. We have at APL Fisher, at Infin, at KBMOD John. You can follow our Facebook page. We have a YouTube channel. We still do some stuff here on Twitch. If you're watching live, twitch.tv/KBMOD. And we do the podcast live every week at 10 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. So
there you go. Follow us up. Catch our content and also catch a
Follow
body.
us up.
Follow us up. Catch our content and catch a body. We'll be
You're like
back.
a social media expert from like 2007. Hey guys,
You're
come
a social
follow
media
us
ninja
up.
and a PR guru. Don't
Come
trash.
follow us up.
It's going on my resume.
Over on Twitter.
When I apply at Twitch, I'm going to be a social media guru, and Brandon's
You're
going
a
to say,
PR. No, you're a PR wizard and a social guru.
PR wizard. God damn it. All right.
And
we'll
a
see-
husler. Put the hustler in your Twitter bio too.
Oh, yeah.
Entrepreneur, hustler,
Hustler.
social media guru.
You are entrepreneurial.
God damn it. All right. We'll be back next week. Thanks for listening, guys. See ya.
Yeah, yada.